Okay, Joe, I thought I would just talk a little bit about your still life before we talk on the phone. And so, just so that it's clear the parts that I'm pointing out. Um, Very cool. This one turned out really nice. You are really good at seeing the values and things on a still life. One of the things we didn't talk about was composition, and what you have here is a very triangular composition. And the triangle is a very solid shape to be used in art because it's very grounded and um, it's very satisfying and very settled. So you did that. You've got a nice triangular shape here. So you got that, and it works really, really well. And it doesn't matter that it's asymmetrical, of course. It's that it goes a little bit more to this side, so that's just fine. Just talking about the pear once again, you've just done a really nice job getting this feeling that these bumps come down in the middle, and it looks very 3D. And then you've got the stem coming out. Hitting these little highlight places really helps that out. And you notice that one was a little bit darker. That little variation helps a lot, and just getting these curves nailed just really, really shows the dimension of that. So that works really, really well. Also, you have a variety of lines in here. You have just kind of these wide lines that are, or wide areas that are light, and then medium, and then get darker. And then you have some very definite pencil lines in there, and that kind of variety is very eye-catching. It really draws your eye into that spot. So it's a really nice touch that you've got going on there. Excuse me. Moving up to the vase here. Again, well, my eye goes right to this spot here. And what happens is whenever we have these areas of high contrast, that's the part where our eye will go. And so I can see that the light source is coming from the left. We can see that on the pepper real clearly. It's lighter on this side, dark on this side. And we have this really, really dark part here. And by leaving this light, there was no shadow there. This really has a lot of dimension. I mean, it looks like you could really just grab that handle right there. And that's because you got it gradually going from dark to medium to light. And that gives it that rounded dimension and gives us a definite solid feeling that that's a handle opening there. Now what you've got also here, take a look at this, you've got that triangular composition again happening here. So you have these three pieces. And in art, the three elements, three items, three blobs of color, three whatevers, usually is a good thing because it creates a little bit of a tension. Your eye wants to move around that. The eye doesn't sit still. It moves around. Sets of three works really well. So here we have it's really dark. Here we have this part really dark catching the shadow. I'm kind of wondering if, boy, just a hair darker here would really tie these three together. And, again, without having seen what the setup looked like, maybe it wasn't darker. But just looking at it right now, you've got these two dark places. That seems like it could be a little darker. Again, squinting as you finish up would probably show you if that is equally as dark as this value here. But otherwise, it's done really well. This is really nice getting that dark shadow in there. And it's interesting that the dark shadow goes right down the middle, and it's caught a little bit light from the back side here, so this is lighter. One other thing I noticed is that this edge right here, it's a little bit bumpy, and I'm assuming it's because we've got this really nice bumpy ceramic vase. And what you did that's really cool here is the line looks a little broken. It doesn't look like a solid line coming down. And that's a good thing. That kind of leaves it open. Our eye kind of completes the picture. We don't need to complete it, draw it solidly the whole way down. You left a little bit, couple places, and that keeps it light, but gives the idea that we've got there that's where the edge is, and also that it's a bumpy surface. Over on this side, we probably should have seen that just a little bit more. It might show up in the outline. But as far as this shading goes, the shading is very horizontal, and it doesn't really go right to the edge. We've got these little white spots, so it looks a little unfinished when that happens. So I see you have the line here. This could have been filled in just a little more just to show that this is all in shadow all the way down. One other thing, beautiful opening at the top here. It looks totally believable, totally realistic. You got the nice rounded lip. As we go down here, with the bumpiness of the side, do you see how these lines come straight across? Those aren't helping us feel that this thing is a a bumpy rounded thing. Up here we have this beautiful curve that shows that this is a rounded thing. These lines should also reflect that curve. We should have those twin lines coming down to just gently curved. I mean, that's too much, but gently curved, oh so gently curved, to meet wherever the symmetry is on the other side, and that'll help give people that really rounded feeling when we look at that. And it's just a teeny little detail, but coming straight across shows that you wanted to show that there was a band there, but a little bit of rounding coming from down here and going over a little bit toward wherever its match was on the other side, would have just completed that a little better. With the mug, I'm not getting a complete read on the mug. One of the things I was wondering about was, obviously this is going to be dark inside if the light source is coming from here. I'm wondering if in here would have been super dark and then get a little bit lighter as it comes out. It might have caught a little bit of reflection off the pepper, maybe a little reflection off here. Again, squinting as you're working on it, squinting should help you decide, is it one solid color, or does it look darker as it gets to the inside? So those are questions that as you're working on it, you want people to believe that that's a hollow thing going in. Again, with the twin lines, we have a beautiful curve here, and that definitely shows the opening to the mug. This line needs to reflect that curve just a little bit. I know that it appears that this edge of the mug is a little bit narrower than this one. It tapers down. So this probably should have curved to be a twin line to the top here. Oh, excuse me. As for the handle, I'm wondering, and I'm not sure if it's because of this line that's around it, or maybe it just needs some shading to really show that it's solidly connected to this 3D thing. So maybe it was super, super dark right here, and that would give us the feeling that we're looking at the shaded side, where the light side would have been over here, and then everything that we see would have been in shadow. But again, I didn't see how you saw it, but I'm guessing, and maybe a little bit lower. See how low this is in the front? Maybe that could have been a little lower. It just seems like the connection point or the shading or something is just a little bit not quite convincing there. Like the shading here, the shading coming down, you've got strong lines here, soft lines here, medium lines there. Just one other thing too, talking about the shadows that these things are casting. Make sure when you draw your shadows, you keep them unified. We don't want to draw a lot of attention to the tabletop or the shadows. So the shadows, even though the shadow might be coming down this way, we want to show the shadow using lines that are more unified going horizontally. We can still make them look like they're tapered this way, but we would just color them in with more unified lines. And same here, so that we have kind of the same angle here, but then they start going different directions here. Try to keep them all horizontal. That will also give us the feeling of the base of the pyramid. So, and these lines too showing the tabletop, try to keep them more horizontal, going to show the like I said, the base of the pyramid. Okay, nicely done. You get really some nicely done areas here on these pieces, and yeah, you're doing really well at Still Lifes. Talk to you soon. Bye.